Yeah, and it's also, as a realtor, I mean, do we have any realtors on the call today, or am I all alone out in the field? If there aren't any, for you organizers and stagers, this is a sales pitch for you. You can help your realtors differentiate themselves. Mm-hmm. So most realtors will not go out on a limb and try and educate the seller to how they need to prepare and package the home to maximize showings and maximize the price they're going to get on it. And if you can bring your resources to bear to make this happen, you can differentiate yourself. You can walk in and go, this is how we do it. This is how we are going to appeal to your buyer. Everybody out there looking at these photos knows the bottom photo is the one you want to see on the MLS, not the top photo. I mean, it's a no-brainer if you can show them before and after photos, which we've got in the kit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, right. And which she asked, was the room painted, Bernie?
Oh, we have a question.
It actually was not painted, Susan. So, and I got to use those drapes. So for me, I, have to go in and I have to think about what's going to be my inspiration, because there's stuff that we just have to contend with. I was very fortunate that I could use these two things that kind of created the vision for the rest of the space. But no, it wasn't painted because it was a faux finish and it was quite involved.
Can you go back for just a minute, Bernie? The other thing I want to say is and we've all been here, you have to assess the bleed back on a house. So what I want to say is, with this house, there was a tremendous amount of delayed maintenance on the property, things that absolutely positively had to be addressed. And some of them were quite expensive, like the hot tub that was sunk through the deck was inoperable and would have cost thousands to repair. So that thing had to be cut up, hauled out. That was about $1,000 job. And then the deck repaired, new decking put down to make it a solid surface and painted. So this was a must do. And we had several other issues with the house like that. So they were, you can rebuild a house from the ground up, trying to make everything absolutely perfect. So there comes a point, when is it just not worth it to go through this expense? And as you could see, that house, that room looked beautiful, with the proper lighting, the proper arrangement, the proper accessories, the proper placement of the furniture. It didn't need to be painted. We could get away without doing that.
And when you're working on these kinds of projects in a kind of a team environment like this, you're going to be faced, I don't care if you're the organizer, stager, and certainly the realtor will be faced with, you'll be faced with these kinds of challenges. And you're going to have to be able to have people that you can go to and say, what do we do? What do I do? And to know that you can go to individuals that are going to give you just really good, affordable, thoughtful advice about how to best serve your client. That's just it's so comforting, and it provides a level of security because you know that you're doing the right thing, but yet you're going to have a really great result from that.
Yeah, and one last thing, sorry. You can see that on the top picture, that's a pickled floor. So that's really not in vogue right now. But do you see how Bern put that nice bright rug that kind of, it just pulled everything together. So again, bringing the problem into the solution for the room, because all the floors were pickled downstairs. So you're doing this room, you're doing so again, bleed back, it just would have been thousands and not enough of a return for the homeowner.
Okay. All right. So where do you start? Maybe you have a document such as this. Maybe you don't have a document such as this. But the three of us really love this quote. It says, people who want milk shouldn't sit on a stool in the middle of a field in hopes that a cow will back up to them. So Rome was not built in a day. Your resource list will not be built in a day. And definitely the relationships that you put together on that resource list won't be built in a day. But we'd like to help you get started. And this concept, this document is just really one of many tools that we use to market ourselves. And it is part of our ReadyStageMove kit. So we wanted to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about our kit. We have several documents besides our how-to guide, which we crafted and wrote together as a key solution to put the three genres sitting right here, a realtor, an organizer, and a stager, together so that you folks could go out and sell homes quicker and for more profit with our systematic approach. Other documents that are included in the kit would be, for example, the assessment, a realtor assessment, an organizer assessment, a stager assessment. The before and after pictures that you just saw in the previous slide, we actually have in our kit not only a before and after sample book that can get you started until you have photographs of your own, but we also do a PowerPoint presentation. We speak publicly as in places like assisted livings, libraries, adult schools, about how to do this systematic approach to selling a home, as well as to our strategic partners. And in our kit is this PowerPoint presentation to get you started. But those are just many documents. So we're hoping some of you are interested. And if you have any further information about our kit particulars, please let us know. And we also wanted to give you the date for our next webinar. And our next webinar is actually going to be a members only webinar, and it's going to be how to partner up with organizers and stagers beyond the home selling experience. And the date for that is going to be on Friday, May 22nd at 10 a.m. So you'd be able to sign up for it just like you did this one. If you're not on our database list, what you want to do is just go to our website, ReadyStageMove.com, and sign up, and then you'll receive not only our monthly e-zine, but you'll also receive invitations to our webinar. So right before we open it up to Q&A, we do have our promotional offer. Normally our kit sells for $249 on our website, but if you are on this webinar, we will offer it to you today for $199. So that is our promotional offer. And this particular webinar is being recorded. So if you have friends, not so much colleagues who in the real estate industry, and you found this information very valuable, we will put a link up shortly, and people will be able to listen to it in the future. So with that being said, I believe we will open it up to you folks. So we're ready to take questions.
Anybody have anything that they'd like more clarification on? We'd be delighted to share that with you now.
Yeah, whether or not it's related to the webinar content.
Yeah, it could be anything relative to our little
Go
triad.
a little more about the package. Julie.
Sure. So our ReadyStageMove kit, and if you go to www.readystagemove.com, we have several tabs that would be helpful. But technically what it is a 20-page how-to guide on how to put the strategic relationship together of a realtor, an organizer, and a stager. And then it includes a USB flash drive, which has many documents. It's really our intellectual property on how we work together, but you're able to take these documents, such as any of our assessments, any of our checklists, the donation resource list, which we just showed you, and customize that to your business, whichever business you're in, with your branding, your before and afters. So that's actually our kit, but that's really just the beginning. We don't want you to purchase this kit and put it up on your bookshelf. The idea is for you to go out there and build these strategic relationships yourself, so you can do exactly what the three of us just spoke about in a lot of our client stories here today. When you come into the ReadyStageMove family, not only do you get the kit, but we have monthly e-zines that we do with a lot of useful information about our businesses, which can help you grow your business. We do blogs. We have these webinars. Very shortly, we're going to have a new member orientation. We've already had one hands-on training, and as the opportunities arise, anytime we have a home where we can invite you folks to come on and help us and learn and grow and coach you in that capacity, we will do so. We followed our last hands-on training with what we coined, or what a lot of people coin, a lunch and learn. And there was so much information that was debriefed in that lunch and learn after the hands-on. I know the folks who attended found it very, very useful. And on a regular basis, as we update these documents, we will be placing them on our website, and you will be able to download them. And I just mentioned our next webinar is going to be for members only. We are working on specific webinars just for our kit members to help you really understand the information that is in our kit.
I want to jump in about the membership too. On our website, we've got a members listing. So let's pretend you are an organizer in, I don't know, somebody was from Maryland, there you go. And you want to work more in the real estate field. You can use this information to solicit realtors that you want to work with or stagers that you want to work with and help build your business. You also have a listing online. So a realtor or a stager from your area can look you up and go, hey, there's an organizer who's on board with this way of thinking. This is great. This is somebody for me to partner up with. So you've got exposure out there.
Colleen, I wanted to answer your question. As a professional organizer, how do I sell my services when I don't yet have a relationship with a stager? I would certainly, I think what you might want to do first is you certainly want to identify the stagers in your area. I think that's the first critical piece. And then ultimately what you'd want to do is, I mean, maybe it's just, having coffee with them, being able to present this, something that you'd be interested in pursuing with them. I think that would be really important. This way, that'll give you the opportunity to find out if there's any sort of synergy or if there's any sort of kind of just connection there. And then that will give you the perfect entree to be able to sell your services to them. Interestingly, when we were recently in Connecticut, when we made a presentation to the NAPO in Connecticut, what we found very interesting is when Maria asked the question, how many of you currently use a stager or have a relationship with a stager? No, I think maybe one hand went up. And I just found that very fascinating, that this is just this uncharted territory where, because I'll tell you, when I went into that property recently and I promoted Jean Marie, oh, right, Susan, that was you. That's so funny. That was you. You're absolutely right. When I went into that property recently and I'm promoting Jean Marie, OMG, I'm telling you right now, there is no way that I could have even begun to help them at any level because I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to have to, just figure out how they were going to get from A to B. And I was B and they were at A, and I just didn't know how that was going to happen. But I didn't have to worry about that because Jean Marie is on my team. And I said, she can do A and I'll be thrilled to do B, because I knew that that's how easy it was going to be for me.
Yeah. And I want to give my background with that a little bit. I was working with a stager years ago before I met Jean Marie and before I met Bernadette. And I bring the stager into a project, and it was a mess. I mean, you needed an organizer in there. I didn't realize it. But the stager comes back at me with, I can't be expected to do all this, and she's got me doing this, and this is wrong, and you've got to do something about this, and my brain's screaming, well, what the hell am I supposed to do about this? And then somehow I learned about organizers, and I set out to find one. And that's how I found Jean Marie. And I think I scared the pants off of her the first time we met, but, because I was so afraid of getting involved with a flake. And
I'm not a flake.
No, you're not. We're still here years later. But that was my journey. Can we, if we're interested in buying the kit, can we purchase it right online at today's?
Absolutely, Michelle. Let me just go back so you can get if you use the link down below, if you just write that down, that will take you straight to the promotional page, which will allow you to purchase it at the promotional price. So you absolutely can do that today, and we'll leave that for everyone for about a week, and then this way, if you decide within the next couple of days that you think this is the right thing for you to grow your business, we'd absolutely be delighted for you to be part of the ReadyStageMove family.
Also, I wanted to throw another thing in there about the kit. So in the kit, we've put a before and after book. It's got photos, before and after photos. This was one of the downfalls I had at the beginning. It's so much easier to show somebody a picture from a realtor standpoint, and from any of our standpoint, really. Look, this is what I'm going to make you look like. Just like you saw on that last slide, the before and after. A startling difference. You don't have to sell it hard. You don't have to beat the homeowner up. You just tell them, this is how we want to present you in an MLS photo, because it's going to be the most effective way to sell your home. And you don't have to do a whole lot of explaining when you can just show them a photo. So we've got before and after photos in there. And we've also got our public presentation in there. So Jean Marie mentioned we do, presentations in libraries and adult schools and what have you. This is a great way to cement relationships and promote your individual businesses. And so we've got the presentation all worked out for you. You can drop your own photos in there once you remember to start taking the befores, which is the only tough part of this thing.
Exactly.
Going back to that stool in the middle of the field, right? So some of this is a tremendous amount of work, but we're hoping that you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and we've basically made the wheel. We do need to bring our webinar to a close, so we appreciate all of you coming. And remember, going back to Colleen's question, the next webinar, we will really expand upon, how do you find not only organizers and stagers, but particularly what's happening now is not that we don't want to sell houses with Maria, we absolutely do, but we found as organizers and stagers that there's a lot of other packages that we can offer in our own businesses as well. So, even if somebody is not selling their house, there's different donate, discard, design packages, walk and talks, quick fixes, or things that you can do as well without a realtor if somebody is not selling their home. So that's going to be our webinar next month.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thanks for
we
being
really
here.
appreciate it. All the best, and have a very successful month, and we look forward to seeing you in May.
For more information, visit our website at ReadyStageMove.com.